Hello and welcome to Dru Yoga with Lynette Dickinson and Splendor Yoga. Today we're going to do a really gentle movement class. So really it's a class that anyone can do, and what I invite you to do, that even if you're compromised in any way, focus on the things that you can do rather than the things that you can't. So if you need to sit down to do this class, you're welcome to get a chair and sit down and do what you can do. Sometimes even when there are things in a chair that you are finding difficult, you're welcome to visualize and think about what it might feel like in your spine if you could do that movement. So I'm just going to get a chair to sit behind me so that just in case as time goes on I want to alternate between the two, it's available. So I'll be with you in a minute. Okay, so here's my trusty chair. So it's just an ordinary dining room chair. It doesn't have to be anything special. And what I like to focus on with the yoga that I teach is that regardless of what props you might need through the course, you can usually find them in your own lounge room or bedroom. So sometimes I might use cushions, or sometimes I might use blankets or things like that. You don't need anything special. You don't need to go and buy yourself a bolster or anything like that. Most of what you need you can find in your own house. So let's begin. And the thing with Dru Yoga is that we often or always begin our classes with a little activation. And the reason that we do that is to get the body moving a little bit and bring our attention into our body. Seeing it's often somewhere in the future or somewhere in the past. Today we want it right here with us. So let's start by shaking through our wrists. So what we're trying to do here is we're trying to loosen up all the muscles and connective tissue in the wrists, and then we're going to start looking through the elbows. So sometimes even just your attention in your elbows makes a difference, and shoulders and any other part of your body. Okay, just gently now upper body, just let your upper body wriggle around a little bit. Nice and loose, get those shoulders moving. Nice. Okay. And now what we're going to do, and I advise you, if you know that your balance is a little bit dodgy, get yourself near a wall or a chair. I'm going to use the arm of my chair just to show you what I mean. So here I am. We're in my lounge room, by the way, so welcome to my home. So I'm just going to put my hand on the back of my chair and pick up the opposite foot. I'm going to rotate through the ankle. You can't see it here. I'll lift it up a little bit and rotate the other way. Getting that ankle nice and warmed up. And then swing. You can see my knee is now being warmed up. I have my core muscles engaged to keep me nice and erect. And now we're just going to swing the whole leg. So now we're warming up our buttocks and the hip joint. And now we're going to put that foot to the floor and we're going to pick up the other foot, still with my hand firmly on the chair. So once again, rotating that ankle in one direction and then the other. So really getting that foot nice, that ankle nice and warmed up. Lots of blood flowing to the foot now. Swinging through the knee. Nice, warming up all of those connective tissues into the knee. And now the whole leg. So you can see the leg is going straight back. There's no twisting of the hips or anything like that. So a nice warmth now through that hip joint and through the buttock. Now we're going to shuggle through the hips. whole body, all jelly, nice and warmed up now. Now we're going to start rolling through these shoulders. So it's just your shoulders at this point, warming up through your shoulders and really feeling, becoming aware of the muscles that connect the shoulders to your neck. Because they might be a little bit stiff, particularly in this world where we're doing a lot of sitting. And now let that roll become slightly bigger, only a tiny bit. You might see now that our upper body, or my upper body, is starting to move. So I'm really inviting you to move your upper body with me. And now we're getting more of our body moving. So my hands are now grazing about 3/4 away down my thighs. Remembering that you might like to sit down to do this, and that's absolutely fine. Some people find standing for a longer time a little bit more difficult. And now I'm just going as far as my body is comfortable. So mobilizing my whole spine now. And then coming back up a little bit. So there's a little less of my spine being mobilized. And now just my shoulders again. And now I invite you to just check in to how your shoulders and your spine feel now. Rolling both shoulders. They may already be feeling a little bit more activated than they were when we started. And now we're just going to have a carefree swing. Anyone who's ever been to my yoga classes will know that this is something that I invite you to do with a childlike attention. So gently being aware of your body, but not being overly serious about it. You might like to smile, because that helps reduce the seriousness, or as my partner would say, seriosity. And then maybe even bend the knees. Take the heel off the ground, the opposite heel. So you might see with that little spin, you get a little dip now that you're bending the knees. And now you might even like to go a little bit further, so that taking your feet apart a little bit further, a little bit more of a dip, and your hand is coming up to the opposite shoulder. Twisting the whole spine in a way that's gentle and appropriate for your body. And now we're coming down, slowing down, and relaxing. So very gently coming to a nice stop, just another little shuggle through the body. And then taking your attention down to your feet and just looking down to see if your feet are sitting underneath your hips. That's the goal. Now, there is a way to measure that if you want to engage in this process. You lift the heel off one foot. So I'm doing it on my right foot. And you swivel it around so that the heel of that foot is touching the base of the big toe on your left foot. So try that. So now your right foot is at right angles to your left foot. And then you pick up that heel again and you swivel it back around so that it's in parallel with your left foot. If you look down, there's quite a good space now between your two feet. So just adjust that so that you're nice and comfortable. And the idea is when we're standing here, is to stand really firmly on both feet and feel the edges of the balls of your feet firmly grounded into the floor, so that there's equal weight between your 2 feet, and there's equal weight between the balls of your feet and the heels of your feet. You may like to think of it as a triangle between the knuckle at the base of the big toe, the knuckle at the base of the little toes, and your heels. So now we bring our attention into our lower abdomen and our pelvic floor. So the lower abdomen is here, just above the pelvic bone. And of course the pelvic floor is the muscle that holds all your bits inside your body. So it runs between the pelvic bone and your sacrum and between both hips. It's like a big dome muscle. Okay, so when you breathe out, my invitation to you is draw that muscle up inside your body. And what will happen is that these muscles along your lower abdomen will automatically contract. And so these are our core muscles. Also what's happening is that there's some tiny little muscles that support your sacrum that are also contracting. And these are what I will be calling now your core muscles. So whenever I invite you to engage your core, breathing out and drawing up your pelvic floor and drawing these muscles away from your clothing. And that will help support your back as you move through these yoga postures that we're going to engage in. And now lengthen up through your chest so that you get this lovely line of openness up the front of your body, tucking your chin in gently. Most of us in the West tend to lead with our chin, and now I'm inviting you to allow yourself to lead with your sternum, to lead with your heart, which is to me such a lovely concept, to lead with your heart. And now we're in the mountain pose. Dru Yoga has a slightly more relaxed version of the mountain pose than many yoga schools. So I want you to see if your hands are relaxed, and if not, just let them relax. Let your shoulders relax down, lots of space between your ears and your shoulders. And close your eyes really gently and check into your body as it is in this moment. Check into what you're feeling and what you're thinking, and allow yourself to set an intention for this class. How would you like to feel at the end of the class? Or what would you like to be thinking? And now I invite you to allow that intention to rest in your heart, and we'll come back to it throughout the class. And let your attention rest in the soles of your feet. I'm going to begin by rocking backwards and forwards between the balls of your feet and your heels. So spreading your toes out so that they give you a good grip on the floor beneath you. And even if you're sitting in a chair, just allow your torso to rock backwards and forwards, or even let the weight on your feet move backwards and forwards if they're on the floor. So the idea is we're massaging the soles of our feet and getting the blood and the lymph flowing up through our body. And now we're going to pause when we get to the front, to the balls of the feet. Now take your weight around to the outside right, back onto your heels, outside left, balls of your feet. So we're making little circles around our feet with the weight of our body. Slowly circling around. This will be our last one in this direction. Coming back and pausing. And now taking your weight around to the outside left. I'm mirroring you. Back onto the heels. Outside right. Onto the balls of your feet. Moving the weight around the soles of your feet. And sometimes even just doing this is enough to get the movement of energy through your body. It's a little bit like having a foot massage without leaving your lounge room. And pausing and returning and just noticing the difference that you may already be feeling. Now interlocking your fingers underneath your navel. Now once again, I'm going to be mirroring you. So let your awareness rest in your right arm. And as you breathe in, allow your right arm to rise in that circle, lengthen up above you and just gently coming over. The body comes back up, lengthening again, and as the right arm comes down, the left one starts to come up. And lengthening up above you and just stretching now through the left side. Body comes vertical again, lengthening up and around. So you may like to breathe in as you lengthen up and breathe out as you stretch through the side of your right body, breathing in and out. And once again now, lengthening up through the left side if you want to coordinate your breath. Breathing in, coming up, lengthening up, breathing out. One more time. Lengthen and over. Coming up. Lengthen. There's no need to stretch too far, just as far as you're comfortable. And now both arms at shoulder height. Allow your shoulders to relax. If you know that you've got shoulder difficulties, let your arms just relax a little bit below your shoulders, always moving within your place of comfort. Now breathing out and engaging your core. Now if you know that you've got shoulder issues, just bringing your hands towards your heart or even to your forehead if you want to. If your shoulders are okay, you can bring your arms up above your head and meet. And then just gently take your heels off the ground, palms now facing up, lengthening through your body. Now remembering that if your hands are a little bit lower, your palms can still be facing up. The emphasis is lifting up through your heart. Allow your heels to come down. If you're sitting, you can still do the same thing by taking your heels off the ground and lengthening up through your chest. So let's try that again. Lengthen up, up. If you want to, take your heels off the ground. If you want to, take your hands up in the air. Lengthen up. The idea is to lengthen through your chest. It's not happening at your shoulders. And down. One more time. I'm going to sit down in the chair. I'm hoping that you'll be able to see me, just so that you can see what this looks like in a chair. Oh yes, you can. Okay. So you're breathing in and you're lengthening up through your chest. And if you want to, you can let your hands rise as far as it's comfortable for you. And heels off the ground and relax. So we'll do this one more time. Breathing in, lengthening up, heels off the ground, and breathing out and coming back down again. Okay. So I'm going to put the chair to the side, but please, if you need to stay in your chair, please feel welcome to do so. And we're going to cross the hands at the wrist, just underneath the navel. So as you breathe in, let your arms come up. And the palms are facing outwards. And then they're going to come down again. And we're going to roll the shoulders open. And then roll them back so that the palms are facing back. Now as you breathe in, uncurl through your spine and let that uncurling reach your fingertips. Breathing out, tuck your tailbone under, gently roll through your spine and your palms are facing backwards. Unroll, up through your spine, palms are facing up. And breathing out. Only allow your arms to come up as high as is comfortable for you. I'm going to let my arms rest just below my shoulders, but if you want to in the next roll, you can take them all the way up to shoulder height. I'm going to leave that up to you because you know your body much better than I do. So breathing out, tucking your tailbone under, curling your spine, and the roll comes behind. Breathing in, up through your spine, uncurling, palms facing up. Now I invite you to look towards your right palm and roll your left shoulder so that the palm faces behind you. And it will look something like this. And now I'm going to come back. And we'll do it in the opposite direction. So now your right shoulder is facing, your right palm is facing behind you, and your left palm is facing up. And now we're going to do that again. And the movement begins in your shoulders. So again, if your shoulders are at all sensitive, let the height of your arms come down. And even if you need to just do slight movements, that's fine. Can you see here I've let my arms come down so that it's much easier on my shoulders, but they're still getting a little bit of a roll. And then allow your arms to relax. Roll both shoulders. You may like to have a drink if you'd like. I'm going to. Gorgeous. Okay. So roll the shoulders. Now, let your attention rest in your fingers. And imagining that your fingers are as light as feathers. And they're just going to float up and come to rest on your shoulders, just at the top here. You can see my elbows. Now your elbows are going to be like magnets that are magnetically attracted to each other. There we are, north and south. Now let them come up and draw little circles. So breathing in as they come up, breathing out as they come down. Now you may like to bend your knees as they come down. It's completely up to you. Again, you can do this sitting down. Feeling the back between the shoulder blades really opening up. Breathing in. Lengthening up through your whole torso. We're going to do this one more time. Always moving within your comfort zone. Now we're going to keep our elbows back together. Breathing out as they come down. So we're going in the opposite direction now. Breathing out and breathing in. Lengthening up. This time the lengthening comes through the front of your body. Lengthen up. Squeeze your shoulder blades together as you lengthen through the front. There we are. One more time. And elbows together, hands relaxing down. And nice. So roll the shoulders again. Both at the same time. Very nice. Now, having your awareness in your chin and at the back of your neck. So as you breathe out, I want you to let your chin roll down your throat towards your chest. And then recruiting the muscles at the back of your neck, unroll. And then lengthening through your throat, but without taking your head too far back. And I don't want to say any like this. It's just lengthen through your throat. And then breathing out and letting your chin roll down. Breathing in and unroll and lengthen. Breathing out and rolling down. Breathing in, just checking in to see if your core is engaged, and breathing out. Last time, breathing in and lengthening up, breathing out and coming back into the center. Excuse me. Okay, now we're going to work with the side muscles. So let your attention rest at the side of your neck. And so breathing in and lengthening up again. This time we're going to take our right ear to the side and down. Breathe in, back into the middle. Notice there's not a lot of movement. Breathe out to the side and down. And there's no twisting. So we're just moving the neck in one plane at a time. Out to the side and down. Back into the middle. Out to the side and down. Back into the middle. And one more to the other side. And back into the middle. And now we're going to twist. So what we're wanting to do is we're not wanting to lift the chin in any way. We want to keep the chin parallel to the floor and just twist around like this, keeping it tucked in. Okay? So, breathing in, lengthen up. Breathe out and twist around to the right, very gently. Breathing in, back into the middle. Breathing out and twisting to the left. Breathing in and breathing out to the right. Breathing into the middle. Breathing out to the left. Breathing into the middle. One more time to each side. And relax. Now, checking in with your neck to make sure it's feeling okay. Mine feels so much better than when I started, even though I do my own morning practice every day. So I'm going to stop and have a drink. You're welcome to do so as well. Always good whenever you do some yoga to have lots of water nearby, because we're flushing out some toxins from our muscles. And just generally getting our body moving. Okay, I've got some messages down here. Oh, fabulous. Some people are watching. Welcome to my lounge room. Okay, so let your hands rest just at chest height, okay, or at heart height even. So here is the thing. This is a movement where you need to keep your shoulder up level, your elbow up level with your shoulder. Otherwise you don't get the full benefit of the movement. So let me demonstrate first. So we're moving around to the right, and then the left hand, can you see where my elbow is? Right up on the shoulder, at the level of the shoulder. And when we do it the same way, we're going to do the same thing. And the reason being is because the trapezium muscle comes quite a long way down your back. And when we've got our elbow up at shoulder height, we stretch that whole beautiful big muscle all the way down our back. And then we also stretching all the little multifidus muscles that support our spine. So let's do it together. Hands up, heart height. So let your knees be soft. It's one of the features of Dru Yoga is that we keep all our joints soft. I just noticed my shoulders tensing up, so let your shoulders relax. Knees soft, core muscles on, and twist around to the right. Keep going, feeling through your spine. And now the left hand travels up the right hand, coming to rest on the right shoulder. See the elbows up, and then just let your head twist around. There's no forcing, it's just a relaxed position. And then we come back around to the front, the left hand travels down the right arm, and we repeat to the left side. Elbows up, and gentle twist through the spine. Coming back. Now what we're going to do is swivel our feet around to the right. So maybe I can show you. Hang on. Can I show you my feet? So what we're going to do is take that back heel off the ground, and both feet are pointing in the right direction. So we're all heading in the right direction. And the left arm comes up and the left heel comes off, and we're twisting around. So you'll notice you get a little bit more twist with the heel off the ground, but we needed to warm up those multifidus muscles first. And just holding for a breath or two, and then we're coming back. Remembering to keep the core muscles engaged, so your pelvis is engaged. And now we're going to come back in the opposite way. So now the right hand is on the left shoulder, and the right heel is off the ground, and we're all facing left. And the head is going, following around. Couple of breaths, core on, and back around to the front. Okay, now we're going in the opposite direction, again to the right. This time you might see that the right arm wraps around behind, and we're looking to the right. Now the invitation for you all here, making sure that you've got your core engaged, is to really lengthen up through the body. And I'm just going to put the flashback on because I've gone a bit dark. Breathing in, lengthening up. I don't know whether you can see my chest rising. And then seeing just a micro twist a little bit more. And then just holding with the breath. And even if you're just thinking about making that twist, making sure that it's all within your comfort zone. And then coming back around to the front and swiveling now the feet to the left, okay? So now the right heel comes off the ground, the right hand comes onto the left shoulder, and the left arm wraps around behind you. So this is very, very good for your brain. It's like doing a jigsaw puzzle with your body. Lengthen up through the front of your body and just allowing your body to twist around to the left. Just really gently. It's like a moving meditation. And this is the moment where you find the stillness. Now, untwisting, coming around to the front, and the hands come down. And they come to rest just at the top of the back of your hips here. Okay? Now, you can do this sitting down, and I will do this sitting down in a minute. So you're breathing in and you're lengthening up, and you're breathing out and you're coming forward just a little bit. Now, let your knees soften. Tuck your tailbone under, curl up through your spine. Finally, your chin tucks in, and you lengthen up through the front of your body. But the request I will make of you is not to let your chin come up. It's just coming back. And then hips go back and we bend over a little bit further, allowing your head to relax, knees soften and uncurl. Use your abdominal wall to help you uncurl. Vertebra by vertebra, hips forward. And keep going down. Now, the safety aspect of this, if you've got blood pressure or heart condition or glaucoma, or I would also recommend if you've got migraine or MS or any of these conditions that give you a feeling of pressure in your head, remembering not to take your head below the level of your heart. So that means this level is as far as I want you to go in this exercise to protect your well-being. So I'm also going to do it now in a chair so that you can see what it looks like. So I'm just sitting in a chair, my feet are flat on the floor, and I'm coming over in the same way, tucking my tailbone under, curling up. Now, for those people who have digestive issues and you can't bend over very far, that's absolutely fine. The idea is for you to do the spinal wave to keep your spine mobile. So all that means is by tucking your tailbone under and lengthen up through your chest so that you get some movement through your spine, but without feeling that compression in your belly that makes you feel uncomfortable. So these are people with any kind of diurnal hernia, I think, that pops up into where your stomach pops up into the esophagus, or any swelling or anything like that in your belly. So just being really kind to yourself, but still getting some mobility in your spine. Because it is one of the things that we lose as we get older, and to preserve some mobility, some movement in the disc, get some fluid into your discs is a really valuable thing to do every day. So everything that we've been doing today will help get fluid into your discs and get lymph moving around your body. Those two things only happen through movement. Blood keeps circulating because of the heart, but lymph and disc fluid both need you to move. Okay, so if you've been standing, or even if you've been sitting and you've been continuing on, where you will end up is some version of hanging over your legs, depending on what your existing flexibility and health conditions are. So I'm going to be the most conservative and just stay up here. And my invitation to you all is to take your legs a bit further apart, so maybe shoulder width apart, and swing like an elephant between your legs. Of course, if you know that you have the flexibility, please go down as far as makes sense for you, just ensuring that you've got your core muscles engaged. So swinging between your legs, and now just pausing for a moment and swiveling your feet to the right so that your right foot is leading and your back foot, which is your left one, is at a bit of an angle. So the check here is to see if your right heel is lined up with the arch of your left foot. It's an approximate gauge. And that means that when you're facing over your right leg, you're giving yourself the best opportunity to have everything aligned, which is what you always want, really, when you're moving. So coming forward, so keeping your back straight, coming forward until you feel that stretch down the right leg. Oh, I popped out of camera. Sorry about that, people. So what we're going to do is we're going to give that right hamstring a bit of a rub. Say hello to your toes because they need your love as well. Giving that bit of a stretch. You can see I'm going over quite some way now. But I want you to only go as far as you can. And remembering that rule about your heart, if you've got blood pressure or glaucoma or migraine or anything like that, keep your head above your heart. But as I'm fine, okay at the moment, I will just go down a bit further. And you may feel a stretch at the back of your knee. Just take care of your own body. And now we're going to swivel our feet to the front and around to the left. And bend over. Oh, popped out of camera again. Bend over the left leg. Remembering that same rule of thumb now is the left foot is leading. Now the right foot is an angle. And just checking in to make sure that the left heel is in line with the right arch. So just letting your body stretch over that left leg. Beautiful. And then bending the left knee, uncurling, coming up. Lovely. Now, if you know you can squat, then you're welcome to squat. If you know that you can't squat, but you can do a little bit of a sumo squat. So that involves taking your feet apart a little bit and bending your knees and letting your hands rest on your thighs. So I'm just going to tilt the camera a little bit so that you can see what I'm talking about. So that's the sumo squat. If you can do neither of those two things, when I say squat, all I want you to do is to sit down and have your hands, your knees apart in line with your shoulders and your hands on your thighs. I'm going to do this next series from this position. You can do it from any of those positions that I've mentioned before. Okay, so what we're going to do, I want you to come into the version of the squat that suits your body and then bring your heart forward. So remember, we're leading with our heart, not our chin. And then see how my spine is curling down. And then uncurl. Use your tummy muscles to uncurl, lengthen up through your body. Remembering that I only want you to curl as far as you can. So if you've got these tummy issues, you can only curl this far, well, that's okay. Lengthen up. And okay, so we're going to begin now. Come down. And when you come up, bring your hands into the gesture of courage and remember your intention. The intention you set at the beginning of the class. I am something. And then over again. We're going to do this 3 times. Coming up. And one more time. Now, over. Now bring the backs of your hands together. You'll see it as mine come up. Lengthening up, coming up through your body and opening. And hold your life in your hands. With full power and ownership. Bringing your hands together into prayer position, drawing all of that ownership and all of that power down into your heart. Turn your fingers away from your heart, back towards your heart. Open them out and offer some of that to somebody you care about. And then let them come down beside you. Close your eyes for a few moments and rest in stillness. And now we've got a few minutes to go where we can do a lovely relaxation. So my invitation to you is to get something warm. I'm going to get a cardigan on. Get something warm, get into a nice comfortable position, whether that's sitting on a chair or laying down with a blanket. If you want something over your eyes, you're welcome to do so. Also, you're welcome to keep your eyes open if that's something you'd like to do. So I'll just get a cardigan and I'll give you a couple of minutes to get comfortable. Please feel free to have a drink. Oops. Let's hope I've got another one nearby. No, I don't. Oh well. It's a nice thought. Okay. How's everybody going? Are you all in a good relaxation posture? Whatever that means for you. And becoming aware of your breath. Allowing your breath to soften in your body. And as it does so, allow it to also soften your mind. And now bring your attention into your whole right leg. From your toes into your calf and your shin, your knee, your thigh, your hip and your buttock. And as you breathe in, contract all of the muscles in your right leg. And as you breathe out, release them slowly and gently. Awareness in your whole left leg. Toes, ankle, shin and calf, knee, thigh, hip and buttock. Breathing in and tightening. Breathing out and slowly and softly relaxing. Awareness in both whole legs and pelvic floor. Breathe in and contract. Breathe out and relax. Become aware of the whole front of your torso. Your belly, your chest, the front of your shoulders just underneath your collarbone. And as you breathe in, expand out through the whole front of your torso. As you breathe out, release all of those muscles. Let your awareness rest in the whole back of your torso. As you breathe in, notice that the whole back of your torso expands into the surface beneath you. As you breathe out, allow all of the muscles to release. Attention in your right fingers, right wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm and shoulder. Breathing in and gently contracting all of the muscles in your right arm. Breathing out and relaxing. Across your shoulders and down your left arm, into your fingers, hand, left wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm and shoulder. Breathe in and contracting all of the muscles through your left arm. Breathe out and release. And now both shoulders. And as you breathe in, draw both shoulders towards your ears. As you breathe out, release them, creating space between your shoulders and ears. Awareness in your neck and your throat, and ever so gently allow your head to roll from side to side with your breath. Whole face and scalp. Breathe in and tighten. Breathe out and release. The whole right side of your body. Breathe in and tighten. Breathe out and release. The whole left side of your body. And now your whole body. As you breathe in, contract your whole body. As you breathe out, let your whole body release into the surface beneath you. As you notice the sensations of breathing inside your nostrils. Breath inside the back of your throat. Sensations of breathing in your chest. Inside your lungs. Inside your belly. Noticing sensations in your legs and your arms as you breathe in and as you breathe out. Any sensations in your mind that change as you breathe. Whole body breathing in, whole body breathing out. As if your body is being breathed for you. be safe. As you rest for a few moments of stillness in this safety. And now inviting your breath to deepen as you become aware of the clothes on your skin, your body on the surface beneath you, inviting your fingers and your toes to wriggle, your arms and your legs, stretching through your limbs. If you're laying on the floor, you may want to bend your knees and let them roll from side to side, if that is a comfortable thing for you to do. You may want to stretch your arms above your head. Feel that glorious stretch through your torso. Whatever it is that makes you feel as if you're becoming alert within this relaxed space. If you're laying down, you may like to roll over to your right side for a few moments. Come up into sitting. Rub your hands together. Cover your eyes in the warm darkness of the palms of your hands and allow your eyes to be soothed as they come back towards being wakeful. Massage through your forehead, remembering if you've washed your hands, just allow that your scalp to be soothed now. Whole scalp, around the edges of your ears, inside your ears, hinges of your jaw, around your mouth, outside of your nostrils, and from the bridge of your nose along your cheekbones. And then smoothing from your forehead over your crown and off your shoulders 3 times. And if it's comfortable for you, bring your palms together. May all beings be at peace, and may all beings live in the true peace of our own hearts. Thank you for joining me today. I give a meditation or relaxation every evening at 7 o'clock, Facebook Live on Splendor Yoga. So you're welcome to join me every night or whenever it occurs to you. They're also recorded and saved on my YouTube channel, Splendor Yoga. So you're welcome to go and listen to them there too if you want to. Thank you very much, and hopefully you'll see me in one of those ways. Thank you.